If you love spicy gourmand fragrances, then you absolutely have to check out number 1 by the House of Sillage. Hey, what's going on? Hunter here and welcome back to my channel. And if you are new, what I do is I make fragrance related content. So if you love fragrances, hit the subscribe button down below and also make sure to follow my Instagram page. But that's right, guys. I have in my hands one of the best spicy gourmand fragrances I've ever tried and in my entire collection by far. House of Sillage is honestly a pretty underrated niche house in my opinion. I actually own 3 from the house and I love all 3 of them. And I've pretty much tried out the entire house as well. And I can honestly say they do come out with some high-end quality stuff. And this fragrance is no different. Even though this fragrance was sent out for review, that's not going to persuade my opinion or anything like that. Pretty much if I like this fragrance, I'll let you know. If I hate it, I'll also let you know that as well. But let's go over some information about it now. So this was launched back in 2016, so it actually has been around for a few years now. As far as the retail price goes, for the only size they come in, which is 75 mLs, is going to set you back $285. So that is obviously pretty expensive. But at the end of the day, this is a luxury brand. However, though, on the website, they do run discounts all the time. Like almost every time I go on there, they're running a discount, like either 50% off, 40% off, whatever. So you can definitely get this well below the $285 retail. For the concentration, this is actually an extrait de parfum, just means the highest of perfume oils and fragrances. So that is nice. And just means it's going to be a little bit more potent than your average eau de toilette or eau de parfum. Now for the perfumer, I did a lot of research, but unfortunately I did not figure out who the nose was that created this one. So if anyone has that info, leave the comment down below. Now with all the information out of the way, let's go look at the packaging and presentation you get with this now. All right, take a look at this box, which is so stunning. It's actually in this almost like carbon fiber filling type of material, and it feels so sturdy. On the front, you do have this kind of shield, House of Sillage number 1. With their logo, of course, 2.5 ounce bottle, 75 ml. You have this like felt on the bottom as well. On the back, you have some pretty much like a quote or a saying that pretty much reads, "From the legendary voyages across the ancient oriental spice trails, a majestic icon of distinction serves as timeless masculinity and serene highness." So that pretty much sums up this fragrance to a T right there. It's pretty much like a spice trail into some of your information also. And then you pretty much lift it like that and your fragrance will be housed in that nice kind of gold insert. Just absolutely high-end packaging when it comes to this. Now looking at the bottle, it's no different as well. This is just pure luxury. This thing is so heavy also. Pretty much have this gold plaque going around the whole top with the House of Sillage embossed with the logo right there. On the bottom, you will have your sticker as well. Nothing on the back, but here is what makes this bottle stand apart from all other bottles is this mechanism right here. So you see the atomizer is unusual. There's not really a nozzle or anything like that because you have to hit this button and then it clicks open like that, kind of like a flask, and then your atomizer is right there and you just put it back into place, hit it whenever you need it. And I just love that attention to detail. In the top, you have cinnamon, amber, and oud. In the middle, you have tonka bean, cloves, and ginger. And in the base, you have vanilla, mahogany, and cedar. And this fragrance will be classified as a sweet spicy. So let's spray my test strip and test out the sprayer right now. Very nice distribution, as you saw, and that is pressurized, which is always a nice touch. So let's remind myself of this opening and let's take a walk down the spice trail. This opening is absolutely to die for, especially if you love spices, guys, because in the opening, you get a burst of cinnamon is the main note that I'm picking up on. But what's strange is I'm getting this cherry-like accord, even though cherry isn't listed. And I'm assuming that's actually coming from maybe the cinnamon and amber kind of combined together. It's giving it this kind of cherry nuance because I'm not sure what else could be coming across like that from those notes at least. And there's not like there's any tobacco that could be like a cherry pipe tobacco. So it has to be that cinnamon and amber combination. Now the oud is listed in the top, but honestly, I don't get any oud whatsoever in this fragrance. So don't worry about that if you're kind of like afraid of oud and you think it might be a little bit too barnyardy, too animalic. Yeah, no oud whatsoever, just a burst of spices. Honestly, this fragrance reminds me of like those cocktail infusion drinks that you can buy that has like cinnamon sticks in there, has like vanilla pods, cloves, which is another note listed, and throw some maybe cherries in there, mix it all together, and that's the kind of fragrance that I'm getting, or the kind of smell I'm getting with this fragrance. Now, as it starts to dry down, this fragrance doesn't sway away from the spices at all. It's pretty much spice from the top, spice to the mid, and spice in the base. It's just spice throughout the entire life of this fragrance. The mid though, you do get that tonka bean, which sticks out the most. It's like a very nice smooth tonka bean that is almost tobacco-like. So that's another note that could be coming across like a cherry pipe tobacco. But like I said, I'm not 100% sure, but if you do love cherries in your fragrances, this is one you're gonna absolutely die for as well. And the cloves also, it's pretty much like 80% of the notes in here are spices. The cinnamon, the tonka bean, the ginger, the cloves, the vanilla, and even mahogany wood can come across a little bit spicy. It's like almost like a spice wood from my experience. Now the ginger, I'm not getting any of the nice zesty ginger in here at all. It's just basically right now as it dries down, the cinnamon, amber still, the tonka bean, and the spicy cloves. It's honestly like you're hundreds or even thousands of years in the past and you're walking down a spice trail, just like the box said. And as you're walking, you get like a bunch of different spices all around you, people carrying spices, going back and forth on like a horse and buggy. That's the exact vibe I'm getting. And if that sounds good to you, this will pretty much teleport you back to that sort of era. So finally, once you make your way all the way into the base of this fragrance, you are left with this very spicy vanilla. It's not really like a cream kind of vanilla. It's actually very, very spicy. How vanilla should be actually. It shouldn't be like that synthetic, you know, creamy, warming vanilla scent. This is actually very, very natural as well. And you kind of expect that when you're paying almost 300 bucks retail for a bottle of fragrance, is for it to come across natural. And thank goodness this one actually does. It's like a natural spicy fragrance. Also alongside that spicy vanilla, you do get the mahogany wood. I'm not getting much cedar wood, but I'm getting that mahogany, which is a very kind of dark, almost woodiness that I'm getting. That could almost be similar to oud. Obviously it's not as funky or animalic as oud, but it's a very, very dark wood. So the base is very dark and spicy also. I think the mahogany wood works perfect alongside the spices. That's probably the wood, if I were making a spicy fragrance and I wanted a woody base, I would absolutely pick mahogany wood as well. All in all, spicy heaven. The moment you spray this to the moment this stuff just fades away off your skin, you are going to be in spicy delight. So honestly, this fragrance should be called Spice Bomb, even over Spice Bomb, which I do own right there. Even though they're not that similar, they are both spicy obviously, but this one has a ton more going on and a lot more spices all together. And obviously it is also gourmand because of the cinnamon, the tonka bean, the cloves, the ginger, vanilla, etc. So it does kind of smell like something that you could eat, so to say. And I'm not the biggest fan of gourmands depending on how they come across. This one though, I have no issues at all because I do love my spicy foods. I love spicy everything, so this is right up my alley. Now for seasons and occasions, the best wear number one. Obviously this is going to be a cold season fragrance, the fall and winter primarily. Maybe spring evenings if you're going out on maybe a date or something when it's dark and a little bit colder outside when the sun's set, it will work flawlessly for that kind of season. For occasions, I would honestly say this does suit the more formal side rather than casual. It just doesn't really suit like wearing a hoodie, shorts, or anything like that, obviously. So definitely more suited for if you're dressing up or going on a date or something like that where there's a more upscale setting. This will work better for because it is so complex. It does smell luxurious as well too. For gender and age group, this is definitely obviously a male targeted fragrance. It's also in the masculine collection from House of Sillage. And honestly, there's nothing really feminine about this at all. Unless you're a woman and you like to wear maybe daring fragrances, you may be able to pull it off if you like spicy. That's pretty much just an exception. All in all, this does lean on the masculine side. For age groups, this is definitely leaning on the mature side as well too. There's nothing playful, nothing youthful, nothing teenagerish about this fragrance by any means. Honestly, it's probably more suited for 25 and up, I would say. We'll be able to pull this one off the absolute best. But at the end of the day, you can wear any fragrance, no matter your age, no matter the seasons, occasions, whatever. You can wear it all year round. Just when I smell this, in my personal opinion, I give you the best scenario, the best kind of situation that does suit the fragrances the absolute best. Let's wrap things off touching on the performance of number one by House of Sillage. Now, obviously going off of the scent profile being much darker, base heavy, etc., spicy, and more suited for like a fall and winter situation, and being an extracted parfum, The performance on my skin was above average. I got pretty decent projection off of my skin as well. I wouldn't necessarily say it's nuclear or anything like that, but the longevity, however, was very, very good. I got over 10 hours of longevity on my skin. Easily will get you through an entire workday plus some. So this is absolutely a potent, spicy fragrance. Very, very strong. Not something you're gonna wanna overspray either, because you will definitely probably choke out people around you just because of how dense this is. But that's gonna do it for my review of number 1 by the house of Sillage. Let me know down below if you've ever tried this fragrance, if you tried anything from this house as well. I'm definitely curious. But besides that, leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you guys haven't already, and I'll see all of you back here in my next upload. Take care, everybody.